Good morning and welcome back to Daybreak.
From Pittsburgh's annual Light Up festivities to a new discovery on ancient Silk Road, we have quite the show for you today.
Plus, a new Daybreak hotline where you'll find out which one of us is the best liar.
Wake up and smell the coffee, Pittsburgh. Daybreak starts right now.
Let's start off with a look at this week's weather. After a cold and rainy week, it looks like our temperatures are going to pick up a little Friday and Saturday. They'll be warming up with a high of 58 and 57 respectively, with partially sunny skies. The rest of the week will slowly climb, with Monday and Tuesday being our highest at 62 degrees and sunny. There's a 25% chance of rain, but we'll hold out some hope for some sunny days.
Many people are tossing their pumpkins after Halloween, but there is a better option than tossing them. Hope Haven Farm Sanctuary in Sewickley is home to emus, pigs, turkeys, and more who love to munch on pumpkins. Founder Karen Phillips said, quotes, "This is the perfect time of year for people to help us out here at the sanctuary and help out animals who are all from abuse and really need people who will take them under their wing and help them. So if anyone has pumpkins that they had for decorations and maybe don't need anymore, we would love them to be donated here," end quote. The sanctuary is accepting whole, uncut, and unpainted pumpkins to feed their animals. All the animals at the sanctuary love pumpkins and love treats.
Recently, Mattel has faced backlash and some laughs over this rated R misprint on the packaging of their Wicked movie dolls. On the back of the doll's box, a link to what was assumably the website for the new movie was written incorrectly. The website, www.wicked.com, was actually a link to a pornography site, not exactly something you want your child looking up. The printing mishap has swarmed social media with a mixture of laughter and angry parents. Mattel has since apologized for the accident, pulling the dolls off the shelves or having stores Sharpie over the text, stating, quote, "Mattel was made aware of a misprint on the packaging of the Mattel Wicked collection dolls, primarily sold in the U.S., which intended to direct consumers to the official wickedmovie.com landing page. We deeply regret this unfortunate error and are taking immediate action to remedy this," end quote. Since the dolls had already been on the shelves for a few weeks, letting the mistake slip under the radar before being sold, Mattel has advised anyone who has purchased the dolls for their children to discard the packaging. The Wicked movie, starring Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo, comes to theaters on November 22nd.
Wow.
Imagine being a kid looking at that box going, I want to look at this movie, and then seeing that.
I know whenever I got dolls as a kid, I would go to the websites that were on the back of the packaging, because I know that's kind of been some discourse on social media of like, nobody actually goes to the websites. I did.
You were that one kid?
I was that kid. Because they would have like games or like coupons for other toys and stuff. So it was always like, yeah, get on the website.
I remember the Webkins toys from whenever we were
love
kids.
Webkins.
Yeah, the QR codes. I would always look that up. And I'm trying to put myself in the parents' shoes, I would be very upset.
I was very mad.
Yeah,
I'd be
imagine
very mad.
just trying to get on the website, learn some more about the movie, and you're met with,
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
But how about the pumpkins?
It's so cute.
That is so sweet.
I want to watch an emo eat a pumpkin.
I just love that so much. Like, helping the animals and also getting rid of the pumpkins in like a way that isn't just like trashing them.
Exactly.
I think
Yeah.
that's really, really genius.
Most people, at least in my family, we always just throw them in the woods.
That's
Like,
what we did,
We
yes.
just throw them away. Like if we knew that there was something to, some
Yes.
place to put them.
Yeah,
then we
I mean,
would
if
put
you're tossing
somewhere.
them in the woods, hopefully the deer are eating them.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
It's going somewhere at least.
Right.
The headliner has been announced for this year's Light Up Night here in downtown Pittsburgh. The alternative rock band The Fray will headline the 63rd annual Light Up Night on November 23rd. The group will perform at 8:30 p.m. on Xfinity Riverfront Stage on Fort Duquesne Boulevard and 6th Street. President and CEO of the Pittsburgh Downtown Partnership said, quotes, "The holidays are an incredible opportunity to welcome people from all ages and from corners of the region to downtown for cherished Pittsburgh traditions, along with some new experiences that will make the season even brighter," end quote. Light Up Night is the unofficial start of the holiday season here in Pittsburgh.
On Tuesday, 2 lost cities were discovered along the Silk Road. Archaeologists are steaming with questions as the Silk trade route remains one of the most undiscovered trade routes in human history. The entire cities were abandoned, obviously, but archaeologists did not find evidence of agriculture at all. No farms and no animals. Thus revealing to us that the Silk Road was so profitable that civilizations could just throw up cities and leave them behind, telling them as a total loss, and spending such little time there that they could just bring packed food. Not even archaeologists knew that the trade route had this much money.
So The Fray
Yes.
is the band. I know you and I were discussing this
Yes,
before
we
the
were.
show,
Yes,
trying
we
to
were.
figure out, because I didn't recognize the name until
Neither
I looked
did
up
I.
some of their songs. And they have like a couple popular ones, so I
Yes.
think it would be worth going to see.
The Fray has one of my favorite songs of all time, a song
Which
called
is?
You Found Me.
Yes!
It's an
Ooh,
amazing
it's a
song.
great
It's an
song.
amazing
I'll have to
song.
take a listen to that.
It'd be worth
Yeah.
going to see. I've actually never been to Light Up Night.
Oh, you have to
I've
go.
been here
Neither
for
have I.
3 years and I
Yeah.
still haven't gone.
It's really fun. It's good to like go with like a little group of people and go. There's a bunch of food.
Yes.
It's right in the heart of downtown. Like how can you not love it? But yeah, very interesting. Also, the Silk Road.
Yes.
I remember learning about it briefly in high school, but I didn't really know much about it. The two cities literally had like there was nothing left over except for just buildings. So people were just
Interesting.
they were making so much money, they were just able to throw up these cities and
Wow.
like stay there for a night and leave.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is like a huge story for history buffs then.
Yes.
Very much so.
Once again, we have another story on runaway animals. This time, over 40 monkeys escaped from a South Carolina research facility. Residents in the area were advised to lock their doors and their windows to prevent the animals from entering into their homes. The 43 primates escaped from Alpha Genesis facility in Yemassee after a caretaker failed to properly secure a door. The day of the escape, traps were set up with bait as well as thermal cameras, and so far, 32 of the monkeys have since been caught. However, 11 are still on the loose. Officials say that the primates are staying close to the facility and are simply monkeying around by playing with one another and jumping back and forth over the fence of the facility. They hope that the rest will be returned soon.
If there was a Person of the Week award, it would go to Michael Strahan this week. Amorian Smith is a 21-year-old football player at Michigan State University. Smith was granted the role of legal guardian of his 4 younger siblings after their mother passed from breast cancer 3 months ago. Strahan picked up the story of the family and Smith's brave sacrifices and gifted the family a brand new GMC, a trip to Disneyland, and a $40,000 check from Cash App. This was also noted on Good Morning America and was one of the top
my
stories.
That's awesome.
Goodness.
Yeah, very, very
That's
interesting.
so
That's so
wonderful.
sweet.
Yeah, absolutely. Michael Strahan, he's a former NFL player. He does all kinds of philanthropy things like throughout the community, especially the football community. And for him to do something like this is just absolutely
I think it's so important to give back too, especially when somebody's put in like a situation where they're really just stepping up.
Yeah.
Like, that's really, really
Very
good the way that
sweet,
they
very
handle
yeah,
sweet.
like I could never even imagine being put in Amorian Smith's shoes. Like
Absolutely
21 years
not.
old, taking care of my younger siblings. No way. No
Yes.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then of course my story about the runaway monkeys. One thing about me is I'm always going to be telling stories about runaway animals. I feel like those.
That's your thing now.
I'm getting deja vu to one of the last shows I did, which I think is really silly. There's been a lot of memes circulating on social media about these monkeys of them like at the beach and lounging around and silly things like that. So I thought it was a really funny story to bring to the
It
table.
is very funny.
We're going to go for a quick break, but when we get back, we'll have the latest on this year's People's Sexiest Man Alive with entertainment reporter Cade Montgomery. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Daybreak, and welcome to this week's entertainment segment. I'm Kate Montgomery. People magazine has officially named American actor and filmmaker John Krasinski, 45, as the 2024 Sexiest Man Alive. Krasinski was announced as this year's winner on last Tuesday night's episode of The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, in addition to people sharing their news on the social media pages. According to CNN, on the show after the announcement, Krasinski appeared alongside Colbert in an 80s infomercial-themed sketch, which even featured a cameo from former Sexiest Man Alive actor Chris Evans. Krasinski is most well known for playing Jim in the hit comedy show The Office for 9 seasons, along with starring in A Quiet Place alongside his wife, actress Emily Blunt, which he also directed. Speaking of Blunt, who is best known for her role as Emily in The Devil Wears Prada, the actress got quite a kick out of her husband winning the title. CNN added that when Krasinski told Blunt about the news, he could not understand her response because, quote, there was so much laughter on the other end of the phone, end quote. Krasinski has some large shoes to fill, as last year's Sexiest Man Alive was Grey's Anatomy star Patrick Dempsey. Congratulations to Krasinski for this exclusive and honorable title.
Cade, John Krasinski, obviously well known for The Office. Have you watched The Office before?
I love The Office. I've watched like several seasons of it. I don't think I've ever watched it in its entirety. I just kind of like watched bits and pieces.
It gets really bad once Steve Carell goes off.
Yeah.
It gets really bad.
But like Jim and John Krasinski, like I think he's funny. I think he's like I don't know. I don't know if I would pick him for Sexiest Man Alive.
He's Sexiest Man Alive.
You know, I was really thinking that it was going to be Glenn Powell this year.
Yes.
But
Yes.
I read somewhere that they offered it to him and he turned it down.
Oh.
So,
Interesting.
which is definitely really interesting. But yeah, I don't know. It was like a little unexpected. I can see what they were thinking, but I was a little shocked with the news. What about you guys?
He's kind of like a nonchalant type of person. I feel like
Yeah.
Glenn Powell is, but is not at the same time.
Yeah.
He had an amazing year, Glenn Powell. And him turning it down, that could also have something to do with, maybe he has a girlfriend or a significant other that wouldn't want that attention. I mean, you talked about Krasinski's wife or girlfriend.
Yeah, Emily Blunt, his
Yeah.
wife, she was just like laughing when she heard the news. She thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
So.
Imagine finding out that your significant other.
That'd be wild.
Yeah,
Getting
that
that
would be
phone
wild.
call of, I was just announced to be the Sexiest Man Alive.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah. Jonathan Bailey too, I thought was another contender this year, but that's not what happened. I guess it was just John Krasinski's year, but yeah, congrats to him though.
Congrats to him.
Point Park just celebrated its annual Day of Giving, with lots of fun activities around for Point Park students, alumni, and faculty alike. Reporter Annabelle Gizzi was on the scene to get us an inside look into the festivities.
Today, we're here reporting at the Day of Giving at Point Park. Let's get into it.
The Day of Giving at Point Park University is a day of scheduled events that students can participate all day in. Point Park is celebrating a full 24 hours of community and philanthropy, which is all dedicated to supporting the university and its students.
Today is Day of Giving. I am a donor relations officer at Point Park University, and I'm also a Point Park alum of 2021, so it's a really special moment to raise awareness of the awesome work that Point Park is doing right now, and reach out to alumni and students, staff and faculty, so really to have this big day and celebrate our school. We've already raised over $70,000 today, and we're hoping to get way more, so feel free to visit givingday.pointpark.edu.
All day, there have been events around campus that include coffee and donuts with the president, pie a faculty member in the face, and live music by Pioneer Records. If you would like more information of the Day of Giving at Point Park University, you can visit givingday.pointpark.edu. And this has been Annabella Gizzi reporting live at Point Park University for UView Television.
Thanks, Annabella. Don't go anywhere, Daybreak. When we get back, we'll play a game of Two Truths and a Lie for our weekly Daybreak hotline.
Welcome back, Daybreak. You know what time it is.
It's time for Daybreak Hotline. This week, we're going to play a game of 2 truths and 1 lie. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Sure.
Do it.
Start us off?
Yeah, I'll start it off.
Okay.
Give me 1 second. Okay. Are we ready?
Ready.
Ready.
My grandmother is one of 16. I have visited 3 countries, and my biggest fear is naked trees.
Naked trees?
Naked trees.
Naked trees.
Like with no leaves?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Biggest fear.
Yeah. My biggest fear. Well, you got to guess.
I think that your lie is that you've been to 3 countries.
That's correct. Yeah.
Oh!
I've never been outside of the U.S.
Okay, give
ever.
us the juice on the naked trees
Yeah.
really quick.
I don't know.
Give us the story
I
behind that.
grew up in the middle of the woods. Right behind my house is like a bunch of acres of woods, and I would just like play all day. And I would never go and play in like during the winter time because I would get poked by all like the sticks and the branches, and I hated naked trees. And like whenever you look at them, they're just ugly. Like I just don't
Yeah,
like
they
them, and I
are.
like get scared. Like I don't ever look up. It sounds weird and ridiculous.
Never
I always
heard
get
them
made
called
fun of, but like
naked trees.
I literally don't look at trees in the winter. I don't. I can't do it.
It's fair, yes.
And my grandma is one of 6.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about that
Yes.
next. Like
Yes.
1 of 6, like so you have
Yeah.
like 15 great.
I have 15
aunts
great
and
aunts and
uncles.
uncles.
That's
Yeah.
My
crazy.
goodness.
3 of them have passed, but they all have had like 3 or more kids. So I have like a bunch of family. And they're all from a
family.
small town in Quincy. It's called Quincy, Illinois. It's right on the border of Missouri, and it's literally just my entire family. It's literally
The entire
like
population.
Yeah, just everyone.
like the superintendent for the school is a great uncle, and like all my cousins are teachers. Like, it's so funny.
That's kind of
That's very
awesome.
funny.
Yeah,
I
it was
love
really
it.
Cool.
Yeah,
Okay. I can go next.
let's see it.
Alrighty, these are kind of silly. First, I'm named after a little girl that my mom met in the Denny's bathroom. Number 2, I'm not a natural redhead, and I've been dyeing my hair since sophomore year of high school. And number 3, when I was 5, I got lost at a dance parade and had a cop bring me back to my parents.
You got lost at a dance parade, and you had a cop bring you back to your parents.
My guess is the Denny's one.
Okay.
I'm gonna guess the second one.
I'm
Yeah, that you're not a natural redhead. I don't know.
I'm gonna guess the other one. So let's all guess a different one.
Alrighty, drum roll. The lie is the second one. I'm not a natural redhead.
I completely correct. You're doing a good job, by the way.
I'm not a natural redhead. However, I've been dyeing my hair since my freshman year of high school, not my sophomore year of high
Oh,
school.
you got me on that one because
So-
I knew that you weren't, but
Yeah.
What's your natural hair color? Brown.
If you look very closely, it's like, okay, I'd be one of those blonde deniers. You know what I mean by that? Where my hair was really blonde when I was a kid, but
Yeah.
it's probably like that browny, like moussey brown
Yeah.
color now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
I was
yes.
blonde as a kid, but no.
It's
I'm
probably about the same color as yours. So yeah. I don't know what my natural hair looks like though. It's been years.
Interesting.
really. I like the red. It suits you.
Thank you. My mom's a redhead, so it looks about right.
You look like your mom.
Yes, I do. I do look
That's
like my
right,
mom.
I'll go next. Okay. So, here we go. I have well over 1,000 hours in The Sims 4. My favorite movie of all time is Beauty and the Beast, and my cat's name is Caterpillar.
I know this one, so I'm not gonna say anything.
Caterpillar, Sims 4. What was the second one?
My favorite movie is Beauty and the Beast.
as a Sims 4 player, I just know that one has to be a truth because
Yeah, I feel like that's an easy game to get
Sims
caught
in
up in.
class, y'all.
I actually do!
I used to play The Sims during Doug Kennedy's class.
That's
would
when I
sit in the-
started doing it!
I've definitely played The Sims in class before. I'm not even gonna lie. I feel like that's an easy game to get caught up in.
It's so fun. Your
It is
laptop
fun.
gets all
Over
hot and
1,000
it's like.
hours, definitely
It is fun. And okay, your cat's name is Caterpillar. And your favorite movie is not Beauty and the Beast.
I'm gonna agree with that.
The lie is actually the Sims one. I only have 700 hours in that game. Yes, it's my favorite game
Caught
of
me
all
by
time.
surprise.
No, that's right, because you just showed me this the other day. Wait.
Like 794.
That's still
is Callie's
crazy.
real name Caterpillar?
Her real name is actually
I didn't
Caterpillar.
know that
We
her
call her
government
Callie.
name
I
was
had a
Caterpillar.
feeling that one was
Cal-
also
Cal-
true.
I thought
Caterpillar.
that was the lie. 'Cause I
Caterpillar
know-
Bethany Trulick.
Yes, Caterpillar Bethany Trulick is your cat's name.
I gave her a middle name.
That is cute.
See, I thought.
Because why wouldn't you?
Because she goes by Callie.
Yes, she
So I was
does.
like, oh, that makes so much sense. I didn't know that one. All right, Cade.
All right, I guess it's my turn. Okay, so I have never been outside the country. I named a pet fish after me because I'm a narcissist. And I've had 3 dogs in my lifetime.
Okay, I know that you have had 3 dogs. I feel like, I don't know.
I feel like
The pet fish one.
The pet fish one. I think the lie is
I think I'm
the
gonna go with
country
the pet
one.
fish
I was gonna say the country one,
country
but also
one.
I don't know.
I know you. I know
Your
you.
temples are twitching.
I know you. It's the pet fish
It's
one.
the pet
It's the pet
fish.
fish one.
It's actually the country one.
No!
I have been outside the country. I went on a Disney cruise to the Bahamas, and I did Thanksgiving in the Dominican Republic once when I was in middle school.
Interesting.
So only twice.
Yes.
Okay. I feel like you're always traveling, so I was like,
You are always traveling.
I usually travel domestically. I have been outside the country. I did have a pet fish when I was in high school. His name was CJ for K. James. He was the best. I loved him. He lived for like 2 years, which is crazy for a PetSmart beta fish. But I loved him. My whole family was like in denial when he died. We were like, no. But,
Did you flush him down the toilet?
No, we're
funeral.
getting new like not fertilizer, but like new like stuff in the planter in our backyard, and I read that it's good to like bury them 'cause it's like good for soil. So we had like a little funeral.
That's cute though.
And then yeah, I've had 3 dogs. When I was a kid, I had a dog named Gunner, and he was the best. My parents got him before I was born, and so there's like pictures of me like the day I came home from the hospital with him. And he passed away of old age when I was in middle school, and then a couple years later we got my dog Bodie. He just turned 8, and then 2 years ago on Valentine's Day we got our little puppy Libby. So yeah, 3.
That's cute.
that's so sweet.
That is all we have for this week's episode of Daybreak.
If you want to catch our previous episodes, check out our YouTube channel at UView Television.
To keep up to date with the latest Daybreak news and hotline links, follow our Instagram at DaybreakPPU. I'm Devin.
I'm Jonah.
And I'm Becca. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.